morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I just got some terrible news, so bear with me. I'll just say this. Whatever's going on with family, let this be an opportunity to put things in the past, because you just never know. Just got informed that one of my son's teammates, one of Joey's basketball teammates, passed away very obviously unexpectedly yesterday. So yeah, it's tough, and it's holiday time. It's time to be with family, and maybe I don't know. You're upset at your kids, or maybe it's a sister, a brother, a niece, nephew, cousin, whatever it may be. Maybe it's just a real good friend. You never know. Life is short, and you just don't know what the next day is going to bring. So maybe use this opportunity to bury some hatchets out there. And make your world a better place. Life's too short to hold on to grudges and things like that. So I don't know, I'm at a loss for words. Literally 2 minutes before we get on the air, I got that information, and my heart just kills me. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't happen to just bad parents or bad kids. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And, tough right now. But the show must go on. 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. allamericangold.com is the website. Here's the good news, I guess, if there's good news today. There's not a lot of economic data. Durable goods was bad. And a lot of that had to do with less Ukraine military-type spending. Jobless claims. Remember, jobless claims, big spike up last week, back down this week. Unfortunately, most of that was seasonally adjusted down. Unseasonally adjusted, the number was actually higher than last week's number. Continuing claims, I think this is the last good week for continuing claims, because same thing, seasonal adjustments. But that was most of the data. University of Michigan, no one's buying that inflation is over. Those were kind of the highlights of the economic reports today. But I actually have got a bunch of requests. I've had some calls, some texts. I actually had some emails wanting me to talk about something that, and I'm sure I didn't invent it, but nobody told me this, but during Thanksgiving, a lot of times, at least for my families, my wife Sarah and I and the boys, we would go somewhere else for Thanksgiving. And you know how Thanksgiving is. You always eat like early. Oh, we're gonna eat at 2:00 or 3:00. Maybe 4:00. And you overeat, you stuff yourself, and by the time you get home and it's 7:30, and you're hungry again, and you want some leftovers, right? Let's get some of those rolls out, get some turkey, and then of course you're all excited about the leftovers, and by the time my wife made a couple of sandwiches for my kid and it's Dad's turn, there's no turkey left. You can have we got some ham and green bean casserole. I want green bean casserole. Where's the turkey? So I'm like, this is a problem in my life. It's affecting me. So one year, and this going back, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. And it came to me. I've got the perfect solution: the backup turkey. And it's brilliant because it did two things. Number one, it puts you on a time limit. So you're going over to your aunt and uncle's house, whatever it may be, grandma and grandpa's house, and you're like, gosh, you're always there longer than you want to be, but you feel obligated, and you're like, well, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to go home and sit on your couch? Right? So you're roped into staying longer than you want to stay. The backup turkey fixes that. So here's how it works, right? So you buy a turkey, and, you got to do, defrost and all that stuff, but as you're getting ready to leave, you pop that bad boy in the oven. Right? Now you're out of time. You're on the clock. Right? Hey, the turkey's going to be done, at 6 o'clock, whatever it may be, 5 o'clock. I don't know, whatever time it is. So hey, we got to get out of there. And here's the other great part. Everybody else that is at the same Thanksgiving, hey, you guys can have all the turkey leftovers. Don't worry about that. And of course, you're still stuck with the green bean casserole and the stuffing and the cranberries and, the yams that Aunt Sally made, right? You get all that stuff. But, yeah, and then guess what? Plenty of turkey sandwiches for the rest of the weekend. It's brilliant. It's the backup turkey. We'll be back right after this. We're back here, the Patriot Radio News Hour, Joe and Jason, and normally we do market updates and we talk about why refi. Going to set that aside today. I don't like to, you bring God into this show, but today I think it's appropriate. Dear Lord, we thank you that you have brought us together once again. We are thankful for your watchful eye on each member of our families. Thank you for being with us through all of our endeavors. Thank you for keeping us healthy and fit during this past year. We bless you for your traveling mercies and guiding hand through all decisions we have made as a family. We are sheep. You are our shepherd. Thank you for keeping us together under your love. We are also thankful for the lives of members that you've called to heaven. Thank you for giving them as a gift to this family. We are truly grateful for the time that we had with them. Even though we are sad that they left, we know that they are resting in your eternal glory. Bless their souls and keep them with you till we meet again. Continue to watch over us and bless us. Thank you, Lord, for answering our prayer. Amen. So thought that was very, very appropriate today. And again, maybe this will inspire somebody to reach out and mend a fence, because you never do know. But, now, Jason, we're having Thanksgiving at our house. So I've got a new spin on the backup turkey. Okay? So we're trying it for the first time this year. We're going to make 2 turkeys. But this time, here's the strategy now. Hear me out. Right? We're going to cook the first one. And that's going to, the main meal. While that's going on, we're going to start a second turkey, which is going to be done when we want everybody to get out of our house. And here's the thought process behind it, is there's never enough turkey for leftovers, right? Everyone, maybe you get a little white meat, but you're stuck with the dark meat, and all that stuff. No. Now when that turkey's done, right, my wife can go in there, slice it all up. Make sure, you got to make sure, hey, okay, this half's for us. But everybody gets some fresh turkey. She's got the little to-go containers all set up. You package them all up, and you basically, here you go. Here's your to-go box, and on the way out the door, see you later. So I'll let you know how that goes. Trying a backup turkey, even though we're the ones that are hosting the Thanksgiving.
We'll see how that works. There's always a few nosy people, isn't there, wondering what you're doing?
Listen, full disclosure, I am going to tell people, because obviously people will be smelling this turkey cooking and all this. I'll be letting people know. Oh, that's the backup turkey.
You're going to spur a whole lot of overeating. That's what you're going to do. Anytime there's an abundance of something.
And as soon as this turkey's done, you guys are getting out, right? That's what I'm going to be letting them know.
I'm just worried for you that there's going to be, like I said, an abundance of overeating. And then when everything is completely just gone, they're going to look at the oven and then look at you. We're not leaving. You got something right there. We're waiting. We're waiting for seconds.
This could end up horrible, right? Because not only will they eat my first turkey, they can demolish the second turkey, and I still won't get any leftovers, right? I couldn't convince my wife. Now, my original plan, full disclosure, was for her to, after everybody left, was for her to maybe get up at, we always get up early anyway. We're up, I'm up. It's not even 5 a.m. and it doesn't even, I don't have to work tomorrow. My body doesn't care. It's up. But maybe slide that bad boy in on Friday, and have that thing ready. She was not down for that. She's like,
yeah. She wants to work.
No, yeah. No, not doing that, right?
Well, Joe, and I don't know if this will go a little cup half empty, but, it seems like when I was a kid growing up, and I'm guessing a lot of people may be the same, but it seems like Thanksgiving was a really big day because this is when families, you get to be with the cousins, your dad's or your mom's brothers and sisters, and then the grandparents. And there's always somebody that wanted to see their family so badly, and so they're going to do the whole meal, and they just, they're the house you go to. I remember when I was growing up, there was two families. My family grew up in Windsor, both sides, and so we had to go to two Thanksgivings in Windsor usually. And it just seems nowadays, Joe, that there's just not as much family organization. Of course, divorce rates are way up from 30 or 40 years ago, and it's hard to find that family patriarch that's going to gather everybody and do the whole thing. And so it becomes more of a stressful event, or who's going to bring this and who's going to bring that, and how are we going to get this together? And because nobody wants to shoulder the entire expense of, if you have 15 people getting together or 30 people getting together, whatever your size your family is. And so I suggested this. I'm going to keep suggesting this, but this would work. This will work with your with your secondary turkey. Is I don't know what they're called now with the restaurant. I know Golden Corral. These restaurants that are like buffets, right? And you can reserve a spot on Thanksgiving, and their food is just about as good. It's not like Thanksgiving food is really the healthiest completely. It's good food, but it's not the best. And you just get the whole family reserved over there at the Golden Corral, and you can still have your secondary turkey sitting at home, and no preparations, no work, no stress for anybody.
Golden Corral Thanksgiving.
Yes, the Golden Corral Thanksgiving.
Now. Yeah, I think at least here that's the only buffet left in this town is the Golden Corral. But yeah, you know what? That would be you gorge yourself, go home, you no mess. I guess I never thought of that. I'm gonna, you know what? Maybe one of these years when and I don't know when that'll be. If you don't have a lot of family around, like it's just you and the kids, right? And you're like, you know what? We can go to a really, because I for whatever reason, a lot of people do Chinese food if they're not gonna have Thanksgiving. We're gonna go out and have Chinese. you go out and do that. But I like your thought process, Jason. Hey, you get all the Thanksgiving stuff, and it's relatively inexpensive, right? And by the way, you can eat as much as you want, right? You can gorge yourself to death if you'd like.
Right. There's no stress. Like I said, families are less organized, or not quite as passing on generational traditions as they used to, and so this is where everybody could just go there. Nobody has. I'm going to tell you now, Brick has been dealing with the who's bringing what, because she's not going to cook the whole dinner for us, and man, it's the logistics of Thanksgiving has become complex. so I'm going to keep pushing for the Golden Corral Thanksgiving, and then for you, man, if you can ever get that going, your secondary turkey will then be safe. Yes. Which I think tomorrow, I don't think it's safe. I don't think it's safe tomorrow.
You know what? You're not making me happy right now, because for whatever reason, I did not think of this. Right? That could absolutely happen, where they end up demolishing both my turkeys and I get nothing. So I'll let everyone know on Monday. I always had great memories of Thanksgiving. Well, you know what? When I got older, I had great memories of Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving growing up, so Christmas Eve was my dad. My dad's side of the family would come to our house. Christmas Day, my mom's side would come. Easter was at our house. We had a bigger house, and plus we had all the stuff. We had, you name the sport, we had the stuff, and we lived up on what we call it's a cliff, but on the hillside, plenty of land, trees, stuff to do, right? And but anyway, Thanksgiving, though, we'd always go to my dad's house, to my dad's folks, my grandparents. And then after that, we would end up stopping by my mom's mom, my mom's mom, my grandma on my mom's side. Sorry about that stuff going on here with my son's friend passing. Now I lost my train of thought. So growing up, and I did not love it, right? The turkey, it's fine, but they didn't have the greatest TV. We were bored. We had to wear our dress clothes, right? That kind of stuff. But man, when I got older, and it was probably really after I got married and had kids, I look back on it now much differently. And I really think I got a lot of my training for what I do today with doing radio and all that stuff at Thanksgiving. And I tell you, everyone knows, I tell the story of my grandfather kind of was the ringleader, and it was just a different time. You could have different opinions and voice those opinions and not end up with, I'm never talking to you again, or that you just scream and holler. We talked with our hands, we did all that stuff. But I look back on it now, obviously much differently than I did as a kid. I hated it as a kid, and now here I am. I'm 53 years old, and it's still some of the best memories that I have of growing up.
Yeah, I had pretty good memories. I mean, I think it was kind of typical for a lot of families when I was growing up. But for me, being such a football nut as a kid, I mean, I was, when I fixated on something, I went all in, and I was a LA Rams fan. So for me, if Jason was getting a little bored or I wasn't behaving correctly, it was, put the TV in front of him because there was, football games on. So that was a big deal. But now that I've no longer really care for the NFL and football, and then the whole industry. Now I'm older, and we have our own Thanksgivings, Joe, and we used to go to Brooke's grandma's house and things, typical things. But way back when we went to the two families' houses like you just did, because that was what used to happen. Go to the mom's family, go to the dad's family. I do remember a lot of the Walker side. It was always a little more fun conversation. The great grandpa and the grandpa, and then my dad and his brothers, and they'd sit around because they're all working, and the working men, right? And so they laugh it up about whatever goofy crap was going on in the world, and just laugh and laugh and laugh. They all had really distinct laughs, and everyone would gather in a big, whatever house they had it at, everyone would gather in a big room and just talk. And there wasn't as much discussions like you talk about your family, Joe. There wasn't as much debate. It was mostly everybody's crazy, so let's have a laugh at all their expenses. That's what it was. Because they can laugh. They can laugh at the most bizarre and weird, stuff that would make people cry or get upset. My family would probably come up with a reason why it's kind of funny. We would laugh at it. So kind of you hear some of that on the air. Sometimes we have some of our guests on the Half Empty Cup of Joe, and I laugh at some of this ridiculous stuff. It's because there's nothing you can do about some of this stuff. So I learned a lot of that behavior or that state of mind from the Walker side. But the Branch side, my mom's side, was a little more traditional, a lot more serious. But my grandpa was a World War II veteran, so there was a lot more family together feelings. There was more emotional event there. So, but we'll talk more. We'll talk more. Patriot Radio News Hour, Thanksgiving. Hey, if you have nothing to do, you're about to hear this show tomorrow.
800-951-0592. Joe and Jason, Patriot Radio News Hour here on this Wednesday. Obviously, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. We are closed. The Patriot offices will be closed tomorrow and Friday. Don't worry. You can always go out to allamericangold.com, order 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We got $10 Liberties on sale today, 1,090 buy 20 or more, 1,085, 20 rolls of 20 silver half dollars. They're $220 a roll. If you buy 25 rolls or more, we'll take off $5, $215. But Jason and I, we decided starting right now, going, whether you call today or you order online from today through Sunday, anybody who orders, I don't care what you order a roll of dimes, we're going to throw in a pre-1921 Morgan dollar. Roll of quarters, pre-21 Morgan dollar. You order 20 $10 Liberties, you're going to get a pre-21 Morgan. You order a $20 gold piece, pre-21 Morgan. You order a roll of Silver Eagles. Whatever you order, you're going to get a pre-1921 Morgan dollar. You're looking at buying some of those Trump coins for a Christmas gift. Hey, you're going to get a free pre-1921 Morgan dollar. Jason, that's $35, $40. But Jason and I, we've been collecting. We don't have enough of them to do anything with. So we decided, you know what? Let's spread a little holiday cheer. And this is something especially, and we love all of our customers. Whether you're the guy that, hey, you know what? I order a roll of dimes now and again because that's what I can afford. Or you're the guy that does $1 million, right? We appreciate everything, but this is a great opportunity to get a little bit extra when you're placing that order. And I know for a lot of people, this may be the one time, hey, I'm never going to spend $35, $40. Can you imagine silver at $50, a pre-21 Morgan? It may be $100. Hey, I'm not going to do that, but an opportunity to get one. So anybody, any order, whether it's phone or online, starting from today through Sunday, you're going to get a pre-21 Morgan dollar with every order.
Yeah, and remember, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nobody's manning the phones. So this may be your opportunity to acquaint yourself with allamericangold.com. Allamericangold.com. I know we have a lot of old-timers. They don't like the computer. But I'll bet tomorrow at Thanksgiving there would be a relative that can operate a computer and get your order in if you have second thoughts tomorrow and decide that you want to get your free pre-21 Morgan Silver Dollar. And by the way, the pre-21 Morgan Silver Dollar, when we say pre-21, they minted 1921 Morgan Silver Dollars because they wanted to start minting silver dollars again. And it takes an act of Congress to change the design. So the design they have for silver dollars was the Morgan dollar. The peace dollar came at the very end of 1921. But they stopped minting Morgan silver dollars in 1904. So all of these are going to be 1878 all the way through 1904. These are old silver dollars. There was bags and bags and bags and bags of these in federal banks for a long time. John F. Kennedy actually started printing United States Treasury notes in 1963 before he was assassinated against these Morgan silver dollars that were in federal banks. And then, of course, when Nixon was president, he started selling these collector's pieces for everybody. They got rid of all of them. No more of that, right, Joe? But so these are really cool coins to have. I mean, just showing it to a kid that has a little historical understanding. Usually a kid about 10 years old or older. They see a coin that says 1898 on it. It's hard for them to even fathom that long of a time frame. You might as well be showing them something from ancient Rome, right, Joe?
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's and like Jason said, from after 1904, they didn't mint it. There's no 1905, 6, 7 Morgan dollars, and then as Jason said, in 1921, they minted a ton of them in 1921. Those are the most common. All the pre-21s carry big premiums. What are we talking about, big premiums? We're talking like $5 on just what we call a VG coin. So a VG Morgan dollar, it's going to have a toning on it. It's going to. You can read the dates and all that stuff. But you can tell, wow, that's an old coin. It looks old, right? A 21 is like $30, our cost. That would be our. A pre-21 is $35.
Yep.
If they're really nice, let's just say they're almost uncirculated. Well, a 21 will be like, I don't know, $33. Again, that would be my cost. But an 8, you know what? I'm going to look. I don't even want. I'm scared to throw a price out there. The last time I saw AU pre-1921 Morgan dollars, I mean they were getting pretty close to $50. If you can believe that. I mean it's just crazy. Yeah. So let me just pull it.
And the ones we've got, the ones I've got, at least here in Colorado, they're more of a very good fine condition. They're circulated. You're going to notice circulation on these coins. These aren't going to be AU, at least not here in Colorado.
Yeah.
And
we're going to have VGs up to there. I've got some AUs sitting in there, but I'll give you an idea. A pre-21 AU, my cost $43.50. Where a 21 is $30. So, I mean, that's a $13.50 premium because you just don't have that many of them. Yeah, a circulated pre-21 Morgan dollar, my cost today, $34.50. To give you an idea. Circulated 21 is like $25. So, much bigger premiums on these pre-21s because, Jason, there's just so much less of them, and the ones that really got used, we called them calls, right? They're all worn flat and bent, and you're not getting those. You're not getting those. These are going to be, you're going to be able to read all the dates and all that stuff, so.
Although free is free. A cull silver dollar, although ugly, still has, almost 3/4 of an ounce of silver in it. So regardless, you're getting a nice old coin for just ordering from the Patriot Radio News Hour show, Patriot Trading Group. So 800-951-0592. We'll be right back.
800-951-0592. Joe and Jason, Patriot Radio News Hour here on this Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. As we started off the show, I got some upsetting news. One of our former players has passed away. Just a really great family, good young man. I don't have any details outside of very unexpected. But just kind of gives you time to pause and think, and hopefully, just let your people that you care about in your life know you love them. That's all I'm going to say about that. But a lot of businesses, a lot of people like to have holiday parties, right? I mean, that's kind of the thing to do. Well, I'm going to just tell you this. I'm going to throw a little caution out there. Because, times have changed. Growing up, not that I know this, but, the perception was, that, the office party could get a little rowdy, right? And people would openly do drugs and sex and all that stuff. Can't do that anymore. Just some helpful tips. This is out of L.A. A former Taco Bell employee, you can't make this stuff up, is suing the company and the franchise owner because the manager at one of these Taco Bells, it was a franchise store, wanted to throw a Christmas party. Okay. That's a nice idea, right? Something nice for the employees. Well, first mistake, she allowed alcohol into this party, and they actually had, now get this, they had it at the Taco Bell. Like at the store. So I'm assuming they were serving tacos as the dinner, but they actually took, I'm assuming, butcher paper. They blacked out the windows, and apparently were just having a rager inside the Taco Bell. And according to this employee, she went out to take a smoke break. When she came back in, she was watching two people having sex at the party, like right out. Some people don't have any modesty anymore. Right? They're just doing it right there. And now, obviously, the franchise owner does the right thing. Fired the manager that had the party and any other. I think one of the people involved in the sex was an employee. Fired all those people. Right? Jason, that's not good enough. Oh, no. Nope. I'm suing, and I'm sure this person, they're going to get a nice chunk of change out of the whole thing. So word to the wise, when you're having your little parties, set some boundaries. Jason, set some boundaries.
I didn't hear the part where there was a victim in that situation. I know publicly, or and I know where society is, politically correct nature of society, but me, Joe, I'm a somewhat libertarian at heart, and I cease to hear the victim in that situation. You
got to understand. Now, let me finish, because I left out an important detail. Because not only did she witness the quote unquote sex act, but she had brought guacamole to the party. Okay, and she had a bowl of guacamole, and she was so offended that when she saw the sexual act, that she ran out of the store. But apparently she's like, oh wait, I forgot my guacamole bowl. I got to go back in and get the guacamole bowl. But apparently all at the same time while the sex thing was going on, somebody had too much to drink and started vomiting and vomited into her guacamole bowl. So there you go. So it wasn't just the sex. It was the fact that somebody vomited in her guacamole bowl.
Oh, man.
And I'm sure that bowl was real expensive. You know,
I just,
$5-10 maybe. You know, I don't know.
I don't know how she'll ever recover. She's traumatized forever. It's the worst thing that's ever happened to her. And if that is the worst thing that ever happened to her, she's living in a bubble. I don't know, Joe. It's like this is where society's going, I guess, right, Joe? I mean, yeah, you're right. These parties used to go on. Here's the thing about parties that used to go on like this. If you're someone that's offended by this stuff, you're not forced to be there, right? If the party turns in a direction you don't like, now if someone holds you there against your will, then there's a crime, right?
You leave. She left. Well, then she came back, and then saw people throwing up, and then she left again. But
you can't help somebody's fear. Her fear of seeing nude people, we can't help that. She ran out of there without thinking. She got out of there, the fear subsided, and she remembered, my bowl is there. So her fear of losing her bowl was greater than her fear of the naked people. She ran back in there, and she ended up, somebody threw up in the in the guac bowl. So I just, just dump it in the sink and go home. Oh my gosh! Strange things happen at Taco Bell, Joe. I got a story I won't do on the show about something that happened in the 1990s at a Taco Bell when I was driving to work one night. It's terrible.
Now, let me just say this. Here's what's funny. Me and Taco Bell, it's not for me. But my wife loves Taco Bell. Go figure. So there you. All right, taking a crazy turn. All right. Well, final segment of the week here. We'll be back. 800-951-0592. Joe and Jason, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Just remember, any order, you're going to get a pre-1921 Morgan dollar with anything you order, whether you call today and order or if you order online through the weekend. And I just got an email, a Thanksgiving special. This one's a really good one. Mint State 64 Saints. We don't sell 64 Saints. Matter, you go to our website, I've got a 63 Saint up there. But that, 64, that's pretty high up the scale. On the pre-33, Mint State 67 is about as high as you get. And think of it like 0 to 10, 10 being it's perfect. This is a Mint State 64. That's one grade below what they call gem quality. Right now, our circulated $20 gold pieces, $2,215. You can get a Mint State 64 $20 St. Gaudens $22.85. $22.85. That's only $70 more than what a circulated $20 St. Gaudens would be today. So if you want something really nice, there you go, Jason. Now this one, you have to call it. You got to do it today. We are closing early today. But if you want, and again, if you order one of these, you're going to get a 21 Morgan to go with it. MS64 Saint, $2,285. How's that for a little Thanksgiving special, Jason?
Yeah, that's fantastic. I was going to suggest sometime in the near future we take a stab at some graded coins. I know we have some customers that they buy a little bit of gold, but when they buy that quality, right, Joe? I know you said you got some over there in Arizona, and so for all you guys that like graded gold, this is extraordinary because when gold was racing like a year ago, and we had $20 raw gold pieces for almost $2,500 when the premiums were just skyrocketing. That means that this thing is more than $200 less than a raw $20 gold piece is when gold was racing. So, Joe, when gold goes racing again, this thing's going to be very expensive.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a $2,400, $2,500, $2,600 coin easy. Just to give you an idea, that's $110 off of the regular price. So Mint State 64, St. Gaudens, PCGS and NGC, that's all we sell, $2,285. And we'll throw in a pre-21 Morgan dollar on top of that, 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. Unfortunately, for the 64 cent, you will have to call. But everything else, if you order online all weekend long, whatever a roll of dime, a couple of Trump coins, $20, $10 liberties, it doesn't matter. Whatever you order, we're going to throw in a pre-1921 Morgan dollar for your trouble. And I just want to thank everybody that has supported us year after year, decade after decade. Thank you guys so much. God bless you. God bless your families. And have a great Thanksgiving holiday.